things first, where has the Stephen Moffat who wrote this episode been hiding all season? Because frankly, this was one of the best episodes in years, and yet it comes at the end of a largely lackluster half-season. I know what you mean, Doctor. From the opening shot on Gallifrey with the first Doctor, we suddenly appeared to be in some kind of wonderful Who that Moffat's long been capable of, and yet has failed to deliver. Though we perhaps shouldn't be too harsh. After all, he's not written the bulk of this season. Half season, whatever. But then again, as the showrunner, a lot of it does come down to his power to veto or encourage stuff that's not worked. But tonight, from the opening montage of the Doctors, through to the imagery and emotive impact of the fields of Trenzalore and the banter between Strax and co., it was all good. Oh my, yes. That image of the tomb of the Doctor looming over a graveyard world, that's going to stay with me for a very long time. And what about the revelation of Clara as the girl spun throughout the Doctor's timeline, always there to save him or push him in the right direction? It's a great concept to place the centre of the time travel that is the heart of the programme's grand narrative. And Forrest Gumping her into all those old scenes was a brilliant way to realise it visually. Although, having to witness that awful cliffhanger from Dragonfire again will probably haunt me as well. I think it's a real shame that Clara's not been written as strongly as she has been for the last few weeks, and perhaps in the Christmas story too, throughout the entire season. The Clara we had in the name of the Doctor really was the impossible girl again. Oh, I totally agree. And as she continues on as the companion, can we keep her written like this? Please? Spunky, individualistic, and her own woman. Finally.
I think you're skipping over the most important part of the show, Doctor.
What's that, Mr. G Intelligence?
The appearance of the Great Intelligence and his shadow men. Creepy undertakers on a funeral world, driven by a disembodied intelligence, wonderfully portrayed by Reg.
I'll give you that, they were spot on, although it was a little foggy how they got to Trenzalore from Earth. But I guess if you're a disembodied entity, then what's another place in space and time? And let's not forget their battles with Vastra, Jenny and Strax. Do you know, I think Jenny managed to out-Rory. She died twice in one episode. Well, that's got to be a record for any character in the series. And I'm glad they were all okay in the end. Particularly Strax, who is the breakout character.
But Doctor, you're forgetting about your second greatest secret.
Another secret, Doctor? What is it?
I can't tell you. It would plunge space and time into chaos if I was to reveal it to you.
It's not your national insurance number, is it?
No, it's not. Don't be such a flipping stupid girly. But all right, I'll tell you. But you must promise never to reveal it.
Of course, Doctor.
Fat chance, I'm tweeting this as soon as you finish speaking.
Okay. My second greatest secret is I really enjoyed the River Song in tonight's episode.
No!
Yes, I'm afraid so. After she annoyed the pants of Omega off me in recent appearances, this time she played it with such sadness, poignancy and delicacy by Alex Kingston that I was really touched. Perhaps now she's the post-death memory of River Song, we don't have to put up with hyper-cocky know-it-all Mary Sue River Song. Oh yes, I actually now hope they use her again. And that's something I never thought I'd hear myself say.
You soft old weasel. Next you'll be telling me an appearance for a post-death Adric would melt your hearts.
Don't be stupid, Clara. I'm sentimental, not a moron.
Not sure I believe you. Anyway, Doctor, I did like the idea of the Doctor's tomb not containing a body, simply a wibbly-wobbly mesh of glowing timelines.
Yes, that and Matt Snap's response about having lots of bodies actually made for a great visual and narrative hook. I've said it before that the special effects this season have been high class even when the narrative hasn't, and this time they both came together wonderfully.
Though I'm sure I've seen that glowing thing before.
Oh, that was played by the Vortex from the adventure game. A Gronda Drango.
No, you've lost me. I think that was before my time.
Technically, Clara, after jumping into my timeline, nothing's before your time. But I guess you skipped over early 80s TV.
Now, Doctor, it's time to address the elephant in the console room. The missing Doctor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, Doctor, there's no weaseling out of this. You've got a missing incarnation.
I know. I was so excited by the revelation that I almost fell off my chair. Though, of course, it raises the question. Just which incarnation am I? Before the first? After the eighth? The Valeyard? Clara! Make him stop doing that. He's creepy.
It's funny, Doctor, but his face is familiar. I seem to remember seeing it before. All I remember there was darkness, and then I just burst into the light. I think there was some cane furniture there.
I'm sorry, Clara, but those words are alien to me. All I know is, whoever I am in the Doctor's timeline, that it will be something very special this November 23rd. Oh, Grublogs! Honestly, Clara, we just worked out who the photon you are, and now we have another mystery to solve.
But at least this time, we're all hooked from the outset.
That's true. Sod the summer. I want it to be November. Right now.
And with that in mind, over to the missing Doctor for the episode scores.
The name of the Doctor was everything a season finale should and could be. Secrets were enshrouded, sacrifices were made, and quite genuinely, nothing will ever be the same again. The writing, effects, and music were magnificent, and the entire cast raised their game to match them. And the inclusion of the classic Doctors helped propel this story to a worthy 10 rods of Rassilon. Thank you, me. Well, that's it for another season. Join us in November as we tackle the next multiple Doctor story.
What about the Doctor Who proms? You're going there? Aren't you going to review it?
Oh, all right. For those going to the Sunday Doctor Who proms this summer, I'll see you there in person. Weasel autographs £10. Weasel kisses just £2, ladies.
Dr. WHeasel, how could you try and scalp the fans like that?
Look, I've got to make a living, and you know, right now, it looks like there's a lot more of me living that I've got to provide for than I ever realized. So, do you know the answer to this one? Oh, go on, tell me. Why is Gallifrey inside a giant snow globe? No idea at all.